What is going on, everyone? The next video that I'm going to show you in my trio offense is going to be Inside Smash. Now with Inside Smash I have a few different play setups just depending on the coverage that you face. Just to start off, I'm going to come out in cover 3 and explain the setup here, and then I'm just going to go ahead and run the play a few times so you can see how the play works. So I'm going to go ahead and block B, I streak Y, and that's all I do here. And I'm going to go ahead and motion X a few steps in just because I motion them a lot in my plays, and this will basically just keep everything looking the same so your opponent doesn't catch on. I'm just going to motion him in between Y and B, call hike. As you can see, I can dump it off to him right away, or I can throw it to B as he cuts upfield, large gain. Now with that streak route, it's simply just a pull route here because I'm just going to run this setup strictly versus cover 3 or cover 4 if I know my opponent's in it. I'm going to run it again here so you can see the different reads. If I get enough time, I can throw it to A over the middle of the field. As you can see, he was wide open. Unfortunately, Drew Brees, his pass lead is pretty bad. I saved that in the last video, but we're going to go ahead and run it again here. X was wide open. Now what's so good about that X route, just in case you make the wrong call in the field and they are in like a different coverage, or if he's possibly manned up, if your opponent makes an adjustment, you can still throw that hitch route just because man doesn't guard it this year. And so this play is still really good even if you don't 100% know that they're in a cover 3 or a cover 4. So I'm just going to run the play one more time here before I move on to the next play setup. As you can see, he was wide open right there. I tried to wait until the corner route got open, but unfortunately the pass rush didn't get in that time. So it was wide open, but Drew Brees overthrew it once again. I'm just going to end the play setup here on a completion. Hike the ball. He is wide open. Easy dot. So the next setup I'm going to show you here is a great setup versus either cover 2 or cover 0. I'm just going to go ahead and set the defense up here in a cover 2, and then I'll switch on over to a cover 0 for you. Alright, so we're in a cover 2. All I do here, I go ahead and post Y, and then I go ahead and block A here, the tight end, and then the other thing I do here is put RB on option. Now the other thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and motion X a few steps in. So versus the cover 2 here, you just got to make the right read. You're going to have these two curl routes here to pull down the zones, and then you can either throw the corner route as it cuts upfield or the post over the middle. Now if the defense is shaded up here to play this corner or this post route, you're going to be able to dump it off to the hitches here. So I'm just going to motion it over so you can see. You can see the X hitch was wide open. It's easy few yards there. I'm going to let the play develop a little bit more, just in hopes of being able to throw it to one of the other receivers. You can see Y wide open, easy dot. It's just mainly dependent on obviously how your opponent adjusts on the play as to who you're going to throw to. You're not going to have a set read on every play. You're just going to have to go through the progressions. You're like, okay, yeah, let me look at these short routes. Are they open? No. Boom, let's move on to the post route. Is he open as he cuts over? No. Let me go ahead and make my last read on the play before I throw the ball away. Is this corner route open as he goes down the field? So see, corner route wide open. Easy dot as well. That corner route is very good versus cover 2. In previous years, you needed to have some sort of streak to occupy that safety deep blue, but this year the deep blues on the safety are very good, so you can definitely abuse that. I'm going to go ahead and come out in a cover 0 play here. I'm just going to come out and spinner. Alright, so I'm going to come out and spinner here. As you can see here, they're going to be sending a lot of people, so I'm just going to go ahead and run that same setup here. You can see the RB just settled in there nicely. Now the opponent will be on a user, so you're just going to have to make the read here. As you can see, I just threw it to him because he's wide open, but once Y cut over the middle of the field, he was wide open. I'll run it one more time here. I can dump it off to X as well. Drew Brees didn't throw very well. Nothing else new. Not a huge fan of Drew Brees in regs here. As you can see, Y was wide open. Fortunately, the blitz did get in that time there. Sometimes we can always, instead of leaving this hitch here, we can just motion him in, like in this case here, when you know he's sending a lot. You can just go like this, and then see the running back is wide open. I threw it to Y, wide open. Drew Brees didn't make the best throw again. We'll just try throwing it without a pass lead here. I'm gonna have to motion back across because you won't get this post route in regs or in salary cap, so you'll want to make sure to put him on the post before you motion him so he gets this short post. Just because nobody has that option yet in salary cap. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this here. As you can see, wide open. Easy dot by Drew Brees. If you're using like a Brees or a Brady in regs, you don't really want to pass lead just because their ability just makes them throw it like way past, just makes them overthrow it every time. Wide open. Now with that corner out as well, I've explained it in my trips at end video. You can throw that corner out a man as well. So I'm just gonna call the play here so you can see how it gets open. You got wide open. Cornerback recovered nicely, made a play on it. I'll just run it again here so you can see. Did get a swat a little bit. McCourty is a good coverage corner. See, wide open that time, easy dot. You simply just got to make the reads here. If you feel you can fit in there, you're going to want to throw it. It does get separation, and with the different coverages, it is kind of a guessing game this year. Sometimes they're going to play it really, really good. Sometimes they're going to back off of it way much. It's just a matter of making the right read and seeing where the defender is on the play. So for this next setup here, this is also another setup that you can run versus cover 2 and cover 0. Again, I just want to come on cover 2 this time. I'm just going to go ahead and block the running back, and then I'm going to go ahead and you can either whip this Y wide receiver or you can leave him on this curl. And then basically I'm just going to motion block this X wide receiver here. This just lets you use the corner out. It has this delayed post on the right, and then still gives you a good hitch on the right side or the left side of the field as well. So I just waited for that corner to clear the zone. It was an easy dot. When you're max protecting here and locking 2 people, you just want to make sure that your opponent isn't running coverage. You just want to know that they're being heavy, like they're heavy blitzing, just so you can match basically the amount of defenders on the field. Like if they're running coverage and you're blocking 2 every play, it's going to be really hard for you to dot. So you just have to really recognize what they're doing. I'm going to come out in a cover 0 blitz here just so you can see how it blocks the blitz, and then how the routes still get open. So, I mean, hitches get open versus man, whips get open versus man, so that's why I put that wide receiver on that road here. Just going to come out in a cover 0 blitz here. Going to motion here. I'm going to leave the hitch. Once he cuts in, he should be open. So you just throw it down. I didn't low ball it there. I should have. I'm going to throw it again here. And this time I'm going to low ball it so he catches it. As you can see, when you low ball the curls on man, they're wide open. I didn't do it that first time, so the quarterback was able to pick it off. You just want to make sure that you low ball it so they don't react to it, and that way you can throw it. As you can see, I'm going to throw A as he cuts. I kind of had to rush the throw before he got his separation, so that kind of allowed the safety to play it. Y was wide open, B's wide open. As you can see, that time A didn't get open. I think it's because I'm motioning and blocking another guy, so the guy who's manned up to X here is going out into coverage. But nonetheless, I still had two other wide receivers open on the play. I just didn't make the read because I wanted to throw that air out. As you can see, Y's wide open. One more time here for you. Looks like Gilmore was able to react there. Like I said, it's dependent on exactly where he is on the play. Trust me, this is a very good man beating play. I run it all the time, especially versus these man blitzes. So like when you're playing Mutt, you're going to have a better wide receiver there at your second spot than Ted Ginn, so he's going to get separation from that cornerback. I'm going to go ahead and show you the last play setup in Inside Smash. I'm going to come out in a random play because you can run it versus any setup here. Basically, I'm just going to make it look like my play in Steal or Dig. I'm going to motion RB over here and block. And then basically all I'm going to do is drag this Y route here. It's just going to be a simple read. Now if you feel like your opponent is in a cover 3 or cover 4, like I stated before, you're going to want to streak him. But versus like a cover 0 or a cover 2, you can go ahead and drag him. So from what I can see, it appears that the defense is in a cover 2, so I'm just going to leave him on the drag. And I'm going to go ahead and call hike. And as you can see, Y got open over the middle of the field. Fortunately, my tackle just got destroyed by Hightower. I'll run it again here. I just went ahead and threw it at the spy. Alright, this time they're in a cover 0 or quarter 0 deep. And then I went ahead, stepped up, tried to make the read. I had 3 routes that got open on the play. I just wasn't able to make the read in time. Sometimes that's the problem with running random plays. They come out in goofy formations like this. But we're just going to play through until we get something here. Hopefully they give us something a little bit better. There we go. We should be able to get a playoff versus this. Looks like they're sending quite a bit of people. Nope. It was wide open. Drew Brees did overthrow that, unfortunately. Just for the sake of the video, I'm going to run it a few more times so you guys can see. They're in like a cover 3 here, so I'm going to streak that slot wide receiver. And then B was wide open. Fortunately, seeing that they weren't pressed, the linebacker bumped him randomly upfield, which is very weird. But we'll run it again here. Looks like they're in a cover 2. We're just going to drag him. Hit Y over the middle of the field. One quick juke, and we out. Going to run it a couple more times. Hopefully the computer isn't sending 18 people. Now with this play, you're only blocking one person, so it isn't something that you're going to want to run versus, sending 6 or 7 because you're going to get sacked. It's basically, like I stated before, you just got to match what your opponent is doing. As you can see, he was wide open over the zone. I do like that post route as a mix-in just because it's delayed and it gets over the zones. And it just gives your other routes time to develop. You don't have to focus on that read until the end, so I can focus on the left side of the field and try to hit that curl or hit that drag route. And I tried to fit in that post route there instead of taking the drag, and it was almost picked off by the computer. Like I said, this play setup can be ran versus any coverage. There isn't a specific coverage that I would run against. To be honest, it's probably better versus the zone. And like I said, versus cover 3, cover 4, you just go ahead and streak Y. And then versus a cover 2, you can just go ahead and drag Y. Now, that time, it wasn't really working in the last play setup I tried showing you as well, but that time the tight end just completely destroyed the cornerback he was on. That's what is supposed to happen with this. Now, I don't know if it's because it's regs or if it's because I'm in practice mode, but that's what happens in this play with that route. It just completely torches that cornerback and safety over there just because it's like a double move post. So I just wanted to show you these play setups out of Inside Smash, and next I will be going over the RPO run.